So my minor pentatonic RAV just arrived. So as you see, there's no damage. The top, bottom. The only place is, it's not damaged, but you can see just like it looks like it was rubbing something. But you know, this is actually the third one that I've bought, so I know that they're packaged really well. So for those people that are wondering if it will get to you safely, this is my third. I've never had a problem. A friend of mine has probably 5. I don't think he's ever had a problem. Now I have heard of some people having problems, but I don't know if they came from RAV or from a reseller. You know, start opening this up, and the main video is going to be of me playing the minor. It's called the minor pentatonic, and it's the G center tongue. But if you look on RAV.com, they call it the minor pentatonic. I just also wanted to mention that do not use blades to open this. Be very careful, because even though it's wrapped in plastic, then styrofoam, then plastic again, there's a chance you could puncture and scratch your instrument. So what I do is, it's a very thick plastic on here first, so I carefully, without puncturing the styrofoam, go around the drum or the RAV and just cutting. It's a slow process, but I don't want to take any chance on this instrument getting damaged or scratched, so I take my time. So please do not use a blade. Use some scissors and just slowly be patient and just cut around to open up this plastic. You could pull it. I think that might have been the way I did my first one, but that was even harder to do. So just, as you see, I'm cutting an inch or 2 at a time. So as you see, I got the top layer of the plastic off. The bottom will be nothing. I can just stretch it over the sides of the styrofoam. Now inside here, and I didn't do this on my first or even my second one, there's a number. Write it down. That is the serial number, I guess you would call it, of your instrument. This number is also on the rim of the RAV. If you take off the plastic rim, there's a number on there. You might want to write it down, because if it was ever stolen and you should come upon it with someone and you find out it's your number, here's your proof of what your serial number is. So it looks like it's on here pretty well. So I'm just going to write it down and just throw it out. Okay, so I thought it was going to be easy to get off the lip, but it actually isn't. So what I'm doing is I'm just going, you know, maybe 12 inches, cutting down, and then I can pull it down. Again, I'm being very careful that I don't dig into the styrofoam. So I got the bottom off. So now this is probably the hardest part. You can break in, and then once you break in, you can just kind of go around and break it apart. So after some breaking off of the styrofoam, you'll see that I have a piece that started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the floor and probably like tip it up like this, and then go around and, you know, just kind of go around digging off the edge. This is so well packed. I mean, you could literally drop this and probably not even dent the styrofoam. So as you see, once the styrofoam is off, And it came off in pieces for me this time. One time I actually it came off in just 2 pieces, the top and the bottom. But had a little trouble with this one. That's alright. So now there's actually another layer of plastic, which is good because the little styrofoam pieces could possibly get inside the instrument. So now it's unwrapping this plastic. Again, you may be watching and thinking this is overkill, but it's not. This is coming, I'm in the States, the United States, so it's a long way from Russia. So whenever I order one of these, I always feel safe when it's coming through the Postal Service. So thank you, RAV, for making sure these are safe during the transportation part of it. So RAV is constantly improving their instrument, the sound, the way they make it. And every one looks different. This one looks, I have to say, not as nice as or pretty as the other ones. As you see, it's but it may be because it leaves the factory with stuff on it. So what I'm going to do is I'll play it right now. Then I'm going to take some alcohol and clean it down. It's very interesting. Can you see the stripes on it? Like, that's where I had the opportunity to look inside the RAV. There's these spokes that come down, and for some reason you can really see it on this. It's also interesting with this minor pentatonic that this tongue is very small. So let me wipe it down. Nothing's coming off, so I'm hoping it will clean with the alcohol. So anyway, this is the minor pentatonic, and the notes are bum bum ba, G2, D3, F3, G3, A sharp 3, C4, D4, F4, and G4. It's very low. I like low instruments, low sounding instruments. I want to show you the beat rust. Again, hopefully you get a good shot. The tongues are pretty small on this one. Compared to the beat rust. And you can see the finish on this is very shiny. So here's the minor pentatonic. Amazed at how small the tongue is. So, as I mentioned, there's this weird, I don't know, look. I mean, actually, I can feel it. I mean, maybe I cleaned it with alcohol and I can't get it off. Maybe I'll do another round of alcohol. It's almost as if the top coat was missed, maybe? I don't know. But it's very rough. I'm going to give it one more try with alcohol. But once I do that, then I'm going to put frog lube on it. I only use frog lube on my RAVs. They've done me well. Never had any rust problem. No buildup. I use liquid, 0 buildup. People will talk about buildup. They must be using paste and tons of it because there's no buildup. So let me clean this again and put some frog lube on it, wipe that all down, and then see what happens. So I really scrubbed it down with alcohol again, using a micro cloth. And I can still feel it. However, on the cloth it came out dark. And I remember reading in one of their posts on their Facebook page that it has to do with something they put on after they make it. So my hope is that that is what this is. So I will, I'm just going to play around with it, and then later on I'll wipe it down again. It's a very low scale, which I really like. I mean, I'm way up here. I like that. So you don't have to hit in the tongue. You can actually hit up here on the if it was a hand pan, they call it the tech. So this is the minor pentatonic with a G middle tongue. If you like this video, please share it, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thanks.